Hello and welcome back to Prodigy. This is the fourth video of the strategies videos that I'm producing before the tournament, January 28th. All the information can be found on the website. Check all the links in the description and you can figure that out there. The first strategies video was a full playthrough, a full course playthrough of my normal strategies, my lower risk, lower score strategies without sacrificing too much. So you can definitely check that out because I'm going to be speaking or referencing that video a lot when it comes to these alternate strategies that I'm developing. The second strategies video was alternate strategies for holes 1, 2, 3, and 4, including the hole-in-ones. And then the second alternate strategies video, which was the third video, covered 5, 6, 7, and 8 hole-in-ones on 5 and 6, and then and 7, and then 8 and 9 were hole-in-2 strategies. So hole 10 is what's next, and to let you know, 10, 11, 12, and 13 don't really have viable hole-in-one strategies. So I'm going to be covering the hole-in-2 strategies tonight because I think it would be more worth your time, because we will go over 11 and 12 where there possibly could be a strategy that I developed that I don't think could ever work, and I've never even done it. So we'll go over it, but I won't necessarily take too much time trying it. So, all right, hole 10. The normal strategy, again, in that first video that I created, I like to bounce off this back and leave the ball right here. It actually landed perfect in that video right here, which gave me a great line. Bam, off this wall and onto the green, and I sink it in 3, which is really good. Sinking it from 2 would be the best from there, and it is possible. I just didn't do it that time. And then there's also another alternate strategy. So we'll go over that one in a second, but I want to cover the more difficult one first. So both strategies involved the first tee position on the left here, banking off this back wall. Now, it's all about speed at this point. If you can leave the ball about right here, you'll have a really good angle to cut through this little area here, which was kind of created as a troll to see if people would even try it, which turned out to be actually kind of viable as a hole-in-2 if you hit it just right. Very risky when you might as well just bank it off the back. But if you do this right, hits here, and it should do a 2-rail into the green, or into the cup. So let's try that. What we want to do again, leave the ball about right here. Hitting this edge wall wart really helps because the closer you are to this opening, the better for your results. But right here is really ideal. Back here is totally fine. And you got a good little window right here. So let's tee this up and see how well I can do here. The speed is everything on this one. Okay, it's a little far, but let's try it anyways. So you do have that nice wide opening here, but I'm gonna have to hit this really late in here to get that bounce. So let's see what I can pull off. And you kind of have to strike it a little harder than normal, which again, kind of throws you off. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, it made it through. It was too much of an angle. It ended up hitting here, but actually a little bit of a wider angle. If it landed up over here a little bit more, it definitely would have missed this, which easily would have made it up onto the green, but it did not. So let's give it another try here. There we go. That was pretty decent. A little far, but it's a very good angle. Let's see how this works out. Nope, not good. And this is what happens when you get caught in here. So then you got to do a weird strike, which, I mean, you can get out, but that it doesn't serve you any better purpose than just leaving it down there and doing a good easy putt. So, well, that's interesting. Using this wall wart, can bang out here. This is probably optimal right here. So hopefully I don't mess this up. Yeah, actually it wasn't optimal. Getting down here would be a little bit better for that better angle there. So right here would be ideal. Okay, that's pretty good. So again, all right. So I know I've got to leave it a little bit, got to hit a little softer, because leaving it down here would be way better for that angle, because I need to avoid these. Okay, that's decent. That is a good angle. All right, so probably a little more. I think, okay, if I would have hit it a little harder over here to get a deeper angle to avoid this. So this is the window you've got right here to try to get through. and then bank, bank in. All right, this looks a little more of a good angle. Look at that. Okay, that angle's good. Even though it went left of this, it still avoided this. Going over there is, you know, maybe a little easier, but yeah, that was a good hit, so I'm gonna keep trying that. Okay, another good angle. Bam, come on, there it is. So that's your hole in 2, working with that troll hole. Not recommended. It's fun. It actually is quite enjoyable to attempt, but when you miss and when you hit, it bounces back. It is so frustrating. So let me just try real quick to see if I can get a hole in 2 working from here, trying to get to here, and then I just want to see what the angle might be like. Maybe it isn't as easy as I think, but let's at least explore the idea. So I'll use my regular strategy. That's pretty decent. So let's see if we get the angle here. You know, it could even be all the way down to here, and I don't know if I've had this kind of angle. This could be really good. I'm gonna lay it late into the wall, so I'm gonna kind of try to keep it as close to this wall as possible for that better angle. I might have to use the back to sink it. All right, that was a little too close to the wall. Yeah, I think, let me see here. See, I don't think it would have kind of gone this way. I would have had to do a 3 wall. Yeah, I think it has to be further out. I think it has to be over here to get a better cut on it. Yeah, let's see how better we can do here. All right, that was out a lot further, so let's try this out. Again, pretty late into that turn. I might hit that obstacle in the middle. Yeah, I don't know if I can work this. Yeah, that's too much of an angle. So I guess your best bet would be over here. This should be good. Yes, okay. All right, let's see if we can sink this. Ooh, come on. There it is. I mean, that would have gone in if it was slower in the first place, but that bank wasn't bad anyway. So, okay, so that's something that can happen. You want to get as close to this double wart and as close to this double wart as possible, or else I don't think you can get that angle unless you just throw a Hail Mary up. But yeah, so those are the hole in 2 strategies for 10. It's pretty straightforward, I think. So let's move on. Hole 11. This is everyone's favorite hole. Lots of obstacles to deal with, but they shouldn't be a problem for you at all. I designed this specifically so there's a nice line. So general strategy, again, in that first playthrough I kind of explain left T-pad to get that better angle here. You want to hit exactly where this obstacle is, and you get that good angle, and you want to leave it here. You don't really want to go too much further here, because then you got to deal with this bar. But at the same time, leaving it back here is not horrible either, but you still want it in between here and here, because in the end, you know, if you're too far back, you're going to have to bank it off the wall, which is fine, but you really want a good trajectory to send it up there. And you don't have to hit it hard. Again, I go over that in the video, but all you have to do is send it and not hit this and not hit this wall. As long as you can get this to smoothly ride down, you'll get actually a really nice angle to get right up onto the green. You don't have to hit it hard, and it actually helps if you don't hit it hard. But if you do hit this wall on the left coming down, and if you do have enough speed, you will get that ricochet into the cup. So that's what we're gonna attempt now. Leaving the ball here for that 2 is your best strategy. There is a hole-in-one idea, and I'll go over that after I do the hole in 2. So let's fire this up. Let me kind of show you. First tee position again. Get it right against that rail in front of that obstacle. And even though that was a miss hit, That's kind of where you want to be. That's a little too far, but okay, let's see. So if I don't even have to hit that back rail. I'm just going to kind of lightly put it up, and it hit that one rail, so it didn't make it all the way up. But that's all you got to do. You got to have a nice, smooth path right to the green. A little hard, but it should roll back. Cool. All right, let's try this. Let's bank it lightly. Let's just see. There you go. Oh, that's how you do it. So let's keep trying it. Yeah, I've been hitting them kind of hard, but actually maybe it might be a better strategy to hit a little harder. That way you're not hitting it too light and have it kind of come back down the hill. I think that's a good thing to try. But, you know, that's, again, you don't have to hit it hard. Putt slow. It really, really does work. Believe me, when you hit it hard, it bounces. When it bounces, it loses momentum. You want to keep it smooth. So let's keep trying it. Nice. Okay. Just lightly off the wall. Maybe? Beautiful. So that's how light you have to hit it. You don't have to hit it hard. And that's pretty relatively easy. I think that happens more times than any other hole for a hole in two. So let's explore this hole in one option. I'm gonna give it a few attempts and just see. I just came up with it a little while ago and I'm like, this might work. So the idea, and I found one way you can do this. So the idea is I think it's the right tee pad. You actually want to hit this wall wart. You want to hit it head on to the forehead. You want to hit here, give you a nice bounce here, and thing is you're going to have to hit it with some strength. So you're going to hit it here, kind of come off here, bank off this wall, and send it all the way up. And then obviously the clear shot to the hole. The trajectory is there. Whether you have to hit it extremely hard, that is the stressful point, is that I have to kind of swing on this to see. And if you miss-hit this, it flies back, it flies up, it goes all over the place. So I really wish you wouldn't try this unless we're closed and no one else is here, but this is what I'm here for. I guess I'll show you. So if I do get a really good hit, I'll prove to you whether it's actually possible or not. So you can always reserve the room if you want to keep trying this. So all right, let's try it. Yep. Well, that's for as hard as I hit it, that's actually pretty good. Let's keep trying it. Nope. So what's going to keep happening here, because of the speed, it hits here too late, and it's hitting this. I need to clear this. So in order to clear this, I need a harsher bounce, which means I've got to hit down here. So let's see if I can hit a little bit further than the wall wart. I think that'll work a little bit better. Oh wait, no, that'll flatten out the trajectory. I got to hit it to the left of this. Got to hit it like right here, although I don't know if it's going to clear this. So yeah, let's give these another few college tries here. Okay, I hit before it and it actually still was too far, so this might still be possible. Yeah, that's, I don't think it can get the trajectory to make it. I mean, in theory, it seems like it would work, but I just don't think you can get the angle. I'm hitting this, and I'm hitting this more than not. And when I miss this, it still goes too far. I need it to hop back here in order to hit early on to get that bounce back. So I don't think this is possible. Maybe in the future I'll attempt something, and like I said in the last video, I'm going to be kind of working with some of these holes to make them hole-in-oneable. Maybe a pop-up here, maybe a rough hop, or like over here, something like that. It looks kind of cool. something I can work up off the tee pad. But yeah, so I'm not gonna work on that hole-in-one much. Again, maybe in the future. But as for now, that was hole-in-two strategies for hole 11. All right, let's move on. So 12. I'm gonna, again, after the tournament, January 28th, I'm gonna be reworking some of these holes a little bit. I have some ideas for this because it seems like you could just go straight. So let's kind of just talk about the little aspects of this hole that make it interesting that you might not know about. So as you approach this, you don't really truly see it from here, but there is a wall right here. So let me go around and show you there. This is a nightmare. So if you're up the ramp anywhere in the first 6 inches, you're gonna hit this. And most of the time it hops out and goes out. You're gonna wanna go as close to this as possible because there is a sneaky little path above this, which is very difficult. And the line is not from the tee pad. We'll go over that in a second. But what you have to do is get it up this path, up over the top, and at the same time, send it down here. And this green has a flat level off this ramp of about 1 probably millimeter. So you have to make it just perfect there. And at that point, it's coming down at pretty good speed where it has to hit here, somehow slow down and go into the cup. It seems like it could work, but in practice, it never even comes close. So we'll actually try that. But again, I want to show you the hole-in-two option first. And then we'll work our way to the hole-in-one to see if we can attempt that. But the hole-in-two option is very simple, actually. Not easy, but simple. You don't have to worry about any tee pad position because in the end, you want the ball here. How can you get the ball here? That's what your main objective is, because you need enough of an angle where you can kind of come close to this, but send it up over this, hit this wall, bank up into the pocket. Oh, I keep calling them pockets. It's kind of poolish, but into the cup. That's the idea. Or the other idea, which I never try, again, is this little millimeter of an area, which I'm not going to attempt. I think I've gotten it once accidentally because the ball hopped, but it's just a just in case thing in case the ball hops and you happen to hit it. But I'm going to work on this long shot from here. So this is what we're going to do. You want to leave the ball here. How do you leave the ball here? Well, you want to hit high on this. If you hit high on this, it rejects out to here, hits here, and lands here. If you go too far or get the ball to curve, you're gonna go down here and you're gonna land here, which is not the angle you need because that's just too much of an angle. You're gonna hit this wall, and you're gonna break in here. You wanna send it out far enough to hit this wall to come around here. So the only way to achieve that is to get the ball to stop here. So again, high up on that bank and not hard, kind of soft. So actually, let's try this. Let's be a little bit more strategic and do the right tee position. There it is, hits, boom, okay? That's where you want to be. Right here, you got a good angle. You want to miss this wart. Who put this here? This is horrible. You want to hit before this. So I guess after it would maybe work as well, but the idea is to hit before it to avoid it. And then you got another wall wart on the other end that we hope to avoid as well. So let's try this. Nope. All right, well, that was too hard. So I guess with this, you do have to kind of hit it hard, and at that point, it is gonna hit this ramp and bounce. So yeah, let's try it again, but keep the ball to my left foot so I'm not cupping underneath it, and then I'm getting some top spin on it. So let's try this. Okay, it's gonna be a lot better, I think. All right, hit left of that wart. Nope, so you gotta clear it a little bit further. You wanna hit it here. I hit up here, which is not where you wanna be. You wanna be down here, which kind of sucks because there isn't a higher wall right here. So the green monster's here. You gotta send it low enough to hit down here. All right, well, let me show you what happens here. So I did land a little bit too far. So let me just show you what the angle this kind of brings out. Yeah, it just becomes pinball at that point. But this isn't horrible either, but again, you don't have a wall here. So you're gonna try to go off this and you're just not gonna make it. So this isn't the best place to be. Well, that could work out. All right, so you gotta hit even harder than that. So that's the difficult part, is hitting it hard and still hitting this wall and not hopping out. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe a better angle and actually hitting this to strike it. Because, you know, for the amount of speed you gotta do, you gotta hit this high wall. I don't think you can possibly do it from lower here. All right, that's a little lower. Nope, even harder. Ah, wall wart. That would have had the speed. That was actually good. Come on. Oh, darn. So actually, I mean, this is a horrible lie. I just want to show you something here, that this is all wall until there. So this angle doesn't even, you can't even cut it up there. So even if you try, yeah, you're gonna hit this. So keep that in mind. Ooh, it's a nice little spinner. One thing I'm learning is that you want to, off the tee, you want to hit it soft enough to where you're getting a low angle before you hit this bar here. Because if you hit this bar head on, it kind of creates an angle that ends up hitting high up here and lands in here, where you actually want to be down here or further out, so you have a better shot at that one angle. So you want to kind of go slow, kind of like this. And then you get that low hit, send it right to the middle. So this is very ideal. And of course you hit the wart, but if it doesn't hit that, you got your best chance. Ooh, not horrible. There's that. That almost happened before as well. You hit this wart and it hops up, but that's pure luck. We're gonna still keep going for the strategy that I was talking about, but that is a possibility as well. Come on. All right, that's the way to do it. That was a nice clean shot. You want to leave that around right here in the middle for that good trajectory. I hit it right before the wall wart, hit the back, hit the left, went right in. So I want to show you the hole-in-one strategy that I've come up with that I don't think can happen, but if you want to try this, let's show you. So like I was saying earlier, there is a block right here you have to avoid, but at the same time you want to get in that slot, so there's no way to jump over it. So what do you got to do? You got to bank it off this wall. So what you do is, I'm pretty sure it's this first tee position here and just past the wall wart. Now this is going to give you a little bit too much of an angle. Now it might hit this block and send you up which is actually just perfectly in line with that, but you have to hit it soft enough. If you hit it hard, it's gonna go everywhere, and you're actually, even if you do clear that, it's gonna take too long of a trip. You need it to go slow enough so that it arcs back down to get onto the green down there. So let me kind of show you how this works. And I've made it through a few times in the past, but I've never made it on the green with this. But it looks possible, but definitely not probable. Okay, yeah. I think I ended up doing this in the middle position at one point. So let's see if this works a little better. Yeah, that seems like it might be the better. Just like that. So that's really what you got to do, but you got to hit it just a little bit harder to get it up there. Ooh, that was very close. I'm actually going to try this back to this position. This might work a little bit better. Oh, yes. Okay, nope. I revised my statement. It is this one. It's the last tee position off that wart. That's exactly what it is. Ooh, getting there. Ooh, that was wicked close. That wouldn't have had the speed anyways. It would have fallen down here. You still want to get it. So you want to get it with enough speed to get right to here. So, I don't know. It looks like a perfectly good arc. So, it should be possible. There it is. So a little bit harder would have been good. And I'll give it a couple more tries. There it is. Yeah, it's got to be much harder. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll practice at a later time, but that's essentially it. That's how you would work that, but it's not proven yet. So try it will. All right, let's move on. And we're at hole 13, the easiest hole. This is not hole-in-oneable, I'll guarantee you that. Again, in the future, I might change things a little bit, but before the tournament, January 28th, everything's gonna be just like this. So, big strategy for a hole-in-2. Hold on to your seats. You gotta hit it here, bank off this wall, and leave it here for a clean shot. That's it. That's your strategy. I actually think that first playthrough, I hit it too hard and I left it down here. But even if you leave it in here, you still have a chance off this. So if you do things pretty conservatively, you should be at least in this area, this vicinity, to shoot for that too. So it's not that difficult. So let's see if I can pull this off in one. This will be the final hole of the night. So, and then the next video, or the last video, I'm gonna end up doing 14, 15, 16, and 17, which are all hole-in-oneable. So, but again, this one is not hole-in-oneable. I start from the right tee position, and you wanna bank it early. So like right here, because you wanna kinda get close to this to send it down. You wanna kinda do a 2-rail off that back to pop out into the area that you can be free to do a second putt. Way too hard. Way too hard. So let's try that again. Hitting that edge. Hitting this edge is actually really good. That's one of the things that might happen, and it actually works out well. If you hit here, it sucks. Hit here, bounces off this wall, puts you in perfect position for a 2. And then you got your nice, flat, straight, green to sink it in 2, easy. I wanna show you though, if you clear this, I wanna show you if you hit it a little bit further away from the wall wart, you should get enough of an angle, or actually it's closer to the wall wart, like that. You get it out far enough, and you should be able to connect and do a 2 that way as well. So there's a third strategy. Well, I guess that's one strategy. So I guess there's a second strategy, which I've never done, that I've seen people do. They actually take let's see, I think they go from the right tee position and they go to the right. So they send it up here, just up this to kind of come down here, and the angle's just right, and they leave it actually over here, which is a lot closer to the hole. So if you can perfect this, it's a really cool idea, but I've never even tried it actually. I've only seen it. So let's see if I can duplicate it. You don't want to go too high on that wall. So I'm assuming it's going to be pretty light. Yeah, not like that. Let's try it again. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's like butter. Oh, that arc, man, that is beautiful. Right in line for the shot. Oh man, I like that strategy. That's actually more fun than useful. That's really cool. I like that. So yeah, so that's another alternative strategy for 13. I want to talk about 12 and 13 as a couple here. In the last video I covered, was it 7 and 8. Holes 7 and 8 also have this common fairway right here. At least this one is a little bit more tolerable, where it is pretty separated. So you want to stay to this left, they want to stay to that right. If you mix and match, it's pretty tough. You kind of want to let each other go at certain points, but you shouldn't interfere too much if you play correctly. There are possibilities of rolling in here, but as 7 and 8 also feature, you can swap the holes if you want. So before you start the hole, as a group, you have to agree, and as long as no other people are on the other hole, you can play 12 from here, bank it up, and try to come back and use this hole for the hole for 12, and start 13 here. And this is actually pretty wild, and come back this way for 13 hole right here, and then you move on to 14. So that, that's an alternate way of playing the course as well. But for the tournament, January 28th, it's $40 to enter, up to $130, actually over $130 in prizes, $1,300 in prizes, way over $130. First place is $600. So check that out. Go to prodigyminigolf.com or theprodigium.com for all that information. So next up, or actually last up, the last strategy video is going to be 14, 15, 16, and 17, because we are not doing 18 in the tournament, so I will not cover it. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for tuning in, guys.